This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
This spring, Uber Eats has you covered. Whether you're celebrating mom, dad, or your favorite grad, not all of us are great planners, and with the Uber Eats gift hub, you don't have to be. Send flowers, perfume, champagne, or just their favorite meal straight to their door. Gifts arrive in as little as 25 minutes, and you can add a personalized video message for that additional so-not-last-minute touch. So this spring, get a leg up on gift giving with Uber Eats. Last-minute gifts that land every time. Must be 21 or older to purchase alcohol. Product availability varies per region. See app for details.
Pepsi Prebiotic Cola in original and cherry vanilla. That Pepsi taste you love with no artificial sweeteners and 3 grams of prebiotic fiber. Pepsi Prebiotic Cola. Unbelievably Pepsi.
Hi. Hello, and welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Don't Blame Me, a call and advice show, plus current events, plus just shit we want to talk about.
We are going to give some advice today, and I did take a sneak peek when I opened up our our Google sheet, and there's one that I'm very excited to talk about. Very excited. An update that I would say is probably one of our more riveting calls that we've had recently. So I can't wait for that.
Speaking of riveting calls, I would like to hear back from the co-sucking coworker. We haven't heard from you in a while.
That makes me a little worried, to be perfectly frank.
I know.
Yeah, I do think it's actually like, as a wellness check, we do need to hear from you, because I think if you're avoiding us, you've been doing things that you don't even want to call into the pod about.
Yeah. Just, like, let us know. Even if it's not anything dramatic going on, just be like,
Totally.
hey, my life is just good right now.
Yeah.
I haven't been co-sucking any cocks.
Mm-hmm. What if it's co-licking a clit next?
I mean, that also could be a possibility.
Yeah, I just hope that's not in the workplace. There's just, like, a lot more, a customer comes in, you really gotta...
just keep it out the workplace.
Yeah, exactly. What you do off work, none of our business.
Well, I mean, it is.
I was going to say, at the same time, you call us, it's all our business.
Right. Yeah, I just want to know what's going on.
Me too. Hope you're well.
So how do you participate in this show?
You can call in, like Melissa said. You can leave us a voicemail at 310-694-0976. You can also send us an audio message to meghanpodcast@gmail.com. And for both of those, you have to keep it under 3 minutes. For the voicemail, you will quite literally be cut off. But if writing and typing is more your forte, you can fill out the form we have listed in the show notes as well as on our socials, or you can send us a DM to our socials or our email, and that is under 300 words. So the only number you have to remember is 3. One is 3 minutes, one is 300 words. Give us as much information and details as possible, because we want to be on your side, but we also want to be honest and give you good advice. And we can only do that when you give us as many of the puzzle pieces as possible.
Mm-hmm. Shall we get into this update that you can't wait for?
Yeah, I'm thrilled about this.
So just for a little backstory, a couple months ago, we had somebody write in to let us know that their best friend, who they were a bridesmaid in their wedding, has been acting weird since becoming a bride. They're a nurse and they like to do coke with their coworkers. Again, keep this stuff out of work.
Truly.
So they like to do coke with their coworkers and got into a fight with their groom about if they should do coke at the wedding. Also brought by the coworkers. Also
the coke workers.
Yeah, the coke workers. Coke-zilla, coke workers,
Yep.
all the same. And also the bride also told the bridesmaid she didn't want anybody pregnant at her wedding or in her wedding. So there's a lot of mess happening. And so now we're getting an update to that.
Yeah. And this person had been a little erratic, which we had suggested sounds like the coke. Okay. So, reminder, 28, she, her. I have another update on the bride who wants to play in snow. She confronted me about a month after her wedding. Oh, and the whole thing was like, should I talk to her before her wedding? Like, should I tell her, like, this is like, you have a Coke problem? And we were like, honestly, no. Everybody knows, she clearly has a Coke problem. But like, if she's doing it in front of her friends and family, like, that in itself is a problem.
It was more so because the wedding was happening that weekend that they wrote in.
Mm-hmm.
So we weren't going to be able to give advice before. It was more so like, what do I do about this friendship?
Yeah, like, you can't prevent someone from doing something that they're going to do when they know that you already disapprove.
Mm-hmm.
She confronted me about a month after her wedding. I'd taken a big step back from her and she noticed. She said the friendship was one-sided and I didn't seem interested in what was going on with her. She came to my house and was crying for 2 hours. She said she was joking about how no one could be pregnant in the wedding. She said I wouldn't understand what it's like to plan a wedding and how stressful it is. The same time as she doesn't know what it's like to lose a parent. My dad died 2 years ago. She told me that she didn't like the way I reacted to her wedding dress and decided then that she didn't want to include me in any wedding stuff, even though I was a bridesmaid. I said, that's really nice. Wait, which part? Sorry. What part did you say that's really nice about?
I think all of it. I think this was just a response to all of it.
But if that's what you meant, like, truly an iconic response. Like, I love that. That's really nice.
We finished reading the sentence. I think that's what they meant.
Yeah, I thought they meant about the dress. And it wasn't enough for her. I'm done with her after the conversation we had. I'll see her at our friend group activities, but that's it. Just to clarify, the best man and the maid of honor are married. So they hear all about the drama about the bride from her. So he hears all about the drama about the bride from her.
Okay, that makes sense because we had questioned why he knew all the information. It's because they're married.
Wow. So at the same time as she doesn't know what it's like to lose a parent. So do you think that is like an internal thought that they had versus like her saying it out loud?
I think she said it. I think the bride was like, you don't know what it's
much like you don't know
wedding.
how to plan a wedding. I don't know what it's like to lose a parent.
Yes.
Woo-hoo.
Why would you say that? Why is that a comparison?
I don't know what it is about some people when they have weddings, when they're like, you don't know what it's like. And I'm like, you weren't drafted to the plan. Like, this was a choice that you fucking, and this idea that it's like, you don't even know what it's like. And I'm like, I'm choosing not to do that. But like, this is something that you have opted into, and this thing that it's like, my hands are tied. This is the word, like how everyone who's just treated as collateral damage to a thing that is like entirely avoidable. And like, again, you also don't have to turn into this person when you have a wedding. To be fair, the more times I see on things about it, I go, maybe it is like it's a gene, it's a trait that you have that like kicks in at a certain fucking point, and like you can't do anything about it. But I find the wedding trauma, like people who are like, you don't know the struggles of, you don't know how horrible this is. I unfortunately cannot find like any sort of empathy in my heart for those people. Like I can't, because like, it is like not comparable to like any other sort of like real trauma, like losing a parent.
I have been in plenty of weddings and plenty of the brides have not acted like this.
Yeah. I just don't think that like we'd still be having weddings if it was like this level of an epidemic where it happened to, but it happens to enough people that it makes them feel justified in their behavior. Like there's enough representation of this, of people being like, you did nothing wrong. Like this is it's all them, that like people still keep like going through with it and going through with it and going through with it. But like, it just is so insane to me to spend so much money to be like miserable. And like I've said, like I've yet to hear from someone who has used the phrase like, when you get married, you find out who your real friends are. I've like yet to hear someone say that phrase and then say the story where I'm not like, it sounds, I don't know if that's, I think it works both ways. But I think you're so much better off without this friend in your life.
Agree. Sorry that you have to go through this, but I also like the stance that you have where you're just like, she just exists and I'll see her around other people, but that's it. And also to the point where she noticed that you pulled back, that means you're doing a good job with your boundaries.
Exactly. Great call. Like that's it. And I do wonder if you've eventually, I think all of this will come to light with not just the maid of honor and the best man. I think there'll be more people in the friend group. So I don't know how often you'll be seeing her around, at least in this version of her.
Right.
Because like only other Coke girls love Coke girls. Like people who aren't like, it is a finite amount of time that you can spend with people like that if you are not participating. Right. And the people who she spends more time with will see that side quicker. And then she probably won't be around so much.
So we'll see. Maybe she'll make a change.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, Coke her. It doesn't either she's gone or the Coke's gone.
Yeah, but also, like, if this is what's happening with her coworkers, unless she changes her job, she needs to change her environment for things to change. So, I don't know.
I just didn't know people were still doing that much Coke.
That's just because you're not around it.
I know.
Coke is going to always be around.
I thought the fentanyl thing really scared people.
No.
Test your drugs, everyone.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
And they might be doing that since they are nurses.
Mm-hmm.
But also, they shouldn't be doing it because they are nurses.
Yeah, I'm a little... Also, just, like, the sleep schedule. Like, not even, like, I'm not accusing them of doing it while, like, on the job, but, like, you're not, like, resting on the week. That's... No, I'm not accusing... I'm not saying it's not a possibility. Be in their
systems.
Well, and, like, you're not sleeping. And so if you have a whole weekend, even if you're not doing drugs, but you don't sleep on your days off and then you work a 24-hour shift, like, that's incredibly dangerous.
Yep. All right, we're going to take a break.
If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the idea of learning a new language, you are not alone. Studies show that 70 to 90% of people trying to learn a new language give up. And I hate to admit it, I hope it don't sound ridiculous. I have been one of those people. I've been a part of that percentage.
Same.
Multiple times.
Many of times.
Fortunately, Babbel's built so that it's really easy to get started. They understand that people learn differently, so you can dive into a podcast when you don't quite feel like a quick lesson. You can speak out loud to get that practice in. You can explore courses based on specific topics, and even create your own customized review list, all within the app.
Learning a language with Babbel is all about small steps, big wins, and progress you can actually track and feel. Babbel recognizes that real-world connections are the heart of language learning. Their courses are designed by over 200 language experts, real human beings, to teach you relevant words and phrases you'll actually use, so you can start speaking with confidence in as little as 3 weeks.
I really want to get better at Spanish. I've talked about this before. That is by far the most relevant secondary language or even primary language to learn here. And I have always been like nervous about it because it's not just like something that you use when you travel here. There's more opportunities to talk in person. And I've always been good at writing, but I'm not so good at having the confidence to speak out loud. And I think that's what I like the most about Babbel is because like I can talk into a phone. I've talked into a phone my whole life. I can talk to a camera. I can do all of those kinds of things. And that to me like actually builds up the confidence and not just clicking the answers, all of these things here and there. I can actually get the confidence to speak.
Yeah, I agree. Spanish has always been the language that I want to be the most fluent in because I feel like us living here in the U.S., it's you know, our second language here, especially in California.
Here's a special limited time deal for our listeners. Right now, you can get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription at babbel.com/don'tblameme.
Get 60% off at babbel.com/don'tblameme, spelled BABBEL.com/don'tblameme. Rules and restrictions may apply.
I wrote a little song to remind you, Choice Hotels get you more of the experiences you value. The Cambria Hotel's got it all. A rooftop bar, have a ball. Bring a date, your squad, or even your mom. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Now streaming. Disney Plus invites you to go behind the scenes with Taylor Swift in an exclusive 6-episode docuseries.
I wanted to give something to the fans that they didn't expect. The only thing left is to close the book.
The end of an era. And don't miss Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, the final show, featuring for the first time the Tortured Poets Department. Now streaming, only on Disney Plus.
And we're back.
We're back.
Did you wear that color shirt to pull attention from your hand that's the same color?
Yes. It's a diversion tactic. I'm just trying to distract you. My hand is plastic. If you are watching on Patreon, you can watch ad-free.
Or Spotify.
With ads on Spotify. Listen to our sponsors. It looks like pretty good under here, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Look at your middle finger.
So that is, in fact, the one with massive blister. Yeah. So,
The fact that it's like every other knuckle and then like within the knuckles of the finger, it makes it look like a patchwork quilt.
honestly, the one on my pointer finger, because that's where I was like hooking my finger under the handle of my water bottle, it has burned in a perfect C shape. Like it's crisp. Like there's a crisp fucking edge. So yeah, that on Saturday, I had a wee bit of an accident. All my fault. I was being stupid and I was being lazy. That was like the thing. It's like, it's the thing that I hate the most about myself that I do is that like I will acknowledge that there is something going on that would be a stupid decision to make. And instead of making the smart decision, I make the in-between. Like I don't make the stupid decision, but I don't take the time to make the smart decision. And I know as I'm doing the thing that I'm not doing the smart thing, but I'm not doing the stupidest thing. And so Mats was charging his iPad in the kitchen, and I was boiling water, and I was standing there waiting for it to be done boiled. So that's how I know it was like, it truly had just hit 100 degrees Celsius when it happened.
Gosh.
So his iPad was plugged in right on the counter, and that's like where the kettle is. That's where my mug was. And I was like, well, I don't want to like accidentally spill it on his iPad.
But also, why is he keeping his iPad somewhere where there's water?
So that's what he's saying. He thinks it's his fault. And I was like, no, I could have moved your fucking
combination.
iPad. Yeah.
Why is your iPad where water is?
He was saying that. And I was like, but here's the thing. Like, I could have just as easily been distracted and like spilled, maybe not as much, but like, you know. So instead of moving his iPad, I just am holding my cup. And it's my big Stanley. I'm holding it midair with my left hand. And then I'm using my right hand to pour the boiling water in. And I just was distracted and I fully missed the cup. Didn't get any into the cup. And I just spilled it all over, maybe a little in the cup. And then I spilled it all over my hand. But because it was midair, which is how which this is the thing I have stopped doing. Two of the other like kitchen accidents I've gotten in were because I was doing something like not resting on a surface. And so because of that, I couldn't drop anything. I had to like set everything down. So then it takes an additional couple seconds. Immediately ran my hand under cold water for, not kidding, a full hour. It was actually probably closer to an hour and a half. And they're like, everyone's like, do at least for 20 minutes. And I was like, I couldn't even take it out of the water at 20 minutes. So I ran it under there and Mats was on his way home. And thankfully I had just taken my heart rate medication. Because I don't have a chair. And so I can't, it's too unbearable to even like stop for a second to go get a chair to sit down. But I was like looking at Mats' location on my phone after like 15 minutes and it was like he was home and I called him and I was like, hey, no need to be worried. I did burn myself and I would like if you could just come straight in, leave the groceries in the car, just come in and bring me a chair and then you can unload. And I was like, and like, you know, I'm okay. But I actually do need you to do this as quickly as possible. And so he came in and I sat down and then I just sat there for like an hour. I will say that the time that I accidentally stuck my finger into a bubbling cherry pie, that one hurt more in the moment. I think I did, in fact, go into a little bit of shock with this one because like initially the pain did not, I just like reflex put it under the water. And then it wasn't till like after an hour of trying to take it out of the water that I was like, oh, there's actually like hurts. And then probably 2 hours after that, it was like I couldn't speak. I was in like so much pain and then I just like kept going back to put it under the water.
Had you just watched American Pie?
No.
And you're like, oh, this is going to feel real good.
No, that time was just, I like only used one oven mitt and I didn't use a baking sheet with lips. So the pie was sliding off and I was like, let me save it by, I don't know what I thought I was fucking doing. But I thought that one was initially a lot worse. And now that I did on Saturday at like noon, and we're recording this on Thursday, and it's only gotten worse. So like it was like every day after that, like Sunday, I was able to like get out of the house. And I was like, oh, this is nice. And like it sucked because the whole last weekend I was sick. And I was like, oh my God, I like want to like get out and do something. And Mats was out of town. And so like, I mean, Mats was going out of town. He's out of town now. But I was like, I just like, you know, want to have something fun before he's gone. So Sunday I was able to like actually leave the house for a bit and it was fun and I was okay. And I could still like, it's only the like knuckle side of my fingers. Like the palm side is like fine. So I could like still like flat hand hold things or do stuff or whatever. And then Tuesday I was like, oh, okay, that's maybe it's starting to hurt again. Because like Monday I was like, oh, I'm okay. Like Tuesday's starting to hurt again. Wednesday I was like, oh, actually no, this actually really fucking hurts. And then I woke up today, Thursday, and it is the worst pain since Saturday. Like Saturday was the peak pain, and like now we're back. And it's, I think also because even though they say that it takes, if it doesn't form blisters in 24 hours, it won't. Nope. In fact, for me on Wednesday night, it formed massive fucking blisters. So
I've never heard that though.
I know. And that's why I think, so I went to urgent care yesterday because like I just couldn't do it anymore. Like it's, because it's one thing where it like if it touches something, it hurts. But it's another thing if like air hurts and like existing hurts. And it's like a nerve pain too. Like, and it's like a deep itch, but it doesn't itch, thankfully, anymore. It's just searing pain. So, urgent care, they were also concerned about the fact that I still am producing green snot after 2+ weeks of being sick. So that my theory was maybe that my immune system is split between fighting a sinus infection and fighting the burn. So now I have more stuff for it, but we'll see. She was supposed to give me like a different burn cream, and I like didn't realize that until someone was like, oh, I would have thought they would have given you this. And I was like, oh, that's what she told me she was going to give me. And then the person replied, and they worked in the medical field. They're like, oh, they're probably concerned about MRSA, and that's why they're giving you this one. And I was like, oh, well, she didn't say that to me. That would have been a nice thing to say to me, that like, hey, we're concerned that it could develop into MRSA. So, because I guess the knuckles are hard because like they naturally break and crack. And so they're too open. But, I left the house so many times yesterday. I went to CVS like 4 times. And I went to urgent care. Like, all I did was go to medical and medical-related things. So that was my weekend.
Wow.
I know.
Real interesting.
And Mats feels so bad because he's out of town. And so he's like, oh, my God. And now that it's gotten worse, and I'm like, I can't really open things. And I was like, I'm going to need you to Instacart me some, like, pre-made stuff. I might need you to, I might need some of those things. Do some Postmates later.
What do you need help with?
Well, because I also could not, my neighbors were like, she was like, I saw your Instagram, like, do you need help? And I was like, maybe later. But I have now opened, thankfully I did this, I opened all of my pill bottles earlier. And the one I was having the hardest time with that I almost went to my neighbor's house this morning to do it was the lidocaine numbing spray. I couldn't get the fucking kid cap off that I was like, okay, if someone needs this lidocaine spray for like minor to moderate burns, maybe don't make the fucking lid so hard to take off. Yeah. So I was like, I can't, I had such a hard time, and I was like reading the instructions. But yeah, so that's been my week. And I just want to encourage everybody just to, I give my nephew the same advice and I don't follow it. It's just to like slow down, and they're like, you don't need to rush everything, and being careful is better, that even if it feels boring or it feels like whatever, like if you can think that something's not a great call, just like don't do it.
Agree.
Just slow the fuck down.
Agree.
Yeah. I hate it. Like being clumsy is like not, people are like, this isn't quirky. And I go, I know. I have 2nd-degree burns on my hands. Like this is not fun for me at all. And I will say though, I did feel comforted to have so many people in my DMs being like, oh girl, I have done this. Like I have fully done this. Same stupid reason. Someone said they accidentally dropped their phone in soup that they were boiling, and they just stuck their hand in to grab it.
Ooh.
And I was like, and they were like, I don't even know why I did it. And I was like, I probably would have, like my brain goes like, I could see the reflex of doing that. So it made me feel a little less stupid, but not going to do it again. Fingers crossed. How was your weekend?
Pretty good.
No, that's fine. I love that. Make it, turn it around.
I mean, it wasn't too exciting. Friday I got my hair done at Kim Kimball's studio.
Okay.
Yep. If you don't know, she does a lot of people's hair, including Beyonce. Zendaya, one of the stylists, says she's never there, of course. Well, but like Kim isn't. But
yeah, she's busy.
Yeah. But the stylist that's working on my hair, incredible.
What'd you do? Cut or just wash?
She washed. They have one of those beds where you like lie down and it has massaging within the bed. I fell asleep, of course.
Yeah.
I was under a big thing for steam too. It was incredible. Ooh. And she hydrated my hair so much. Like it's like, because
it looks It looks very hydrated.
Yeah, because when I got it done the last time, I was not here. And the person that did my hair did not... It's someone I don't like doing my hair, but my mom had scheduled it because I was not physically there in Arkansas. And I think she forgot that I don't like, even though I said, don't schedule me with this person, I'd rather just do my own hair. So, but that woman dried my hair out so much.
Oof. That sucks.
Yeah, but Marquita put it right back in there, so I appreciate it. And then I'm doing this thing that they have called 28 Days to Better Hair, where you go every week and they do your hair. And so, yeah.
Was that the first one?
So, yeah, I did that. Saturday, I went and volunteered. We had an AKA event to volunteer that the city of Inglewood was putting on, just like a paper shredding event, and also getting rid of electronic waste. So, did that. My cousin was also there with her chapter. So that was
How do you
fun.
get rid of electronic waste?
I don't know what they do with it.
Oh,
but
they just
like,
do
if you-
bins?
Yeah. So people could just like bring old TVs. Somebody had a VCR. It's like, I haven't seen one of these in a while.
Wow.
Then the city takes care of it.
I do wonder, because like I've got like batteries, and Mom's like, can't we just throw them out?
That's
I go, no,
different.
you have to do. No, I know, because I was like, there's so many things that like you have to do specific stuff with it. But I was like, I wonder how
But
that
Lowe's
happens.
and Home Depot have battery drop-offs. So you
Oh.
can go there.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah, so that, and then yesterday there's a recall on my car that I thought it was because they were saying it's been a while, because it was when you had your recall in your car too. We got them like the same time.
So same one.
Yeah, I thought it was something simple because they're like, you just come in and we plug in like an electronic thing. I thought it was something like that had to do with the like GPS little monitor thing. No, it was the airbag. It was coming out too fast.
That sounds like a cartoon. Shoots you out of the sunroof.
Yes, but also like it was all they had to do was plug something in. But I'm like, maybe
The
just
phrasing.
lead with the phrasing. Like start with, this is an airbag issue, instead of just like texting me every month saying, come in, there's a recall on your car. All we need to do is plug in a system and it'll update.
Oh,
like,
yeah. That just sounds like a factory setting update.
Yeah.
Oh, that was very misleading.
Yes.
Please tell me you didn't find this out the hard way.
Of course not. I would have
thank
got
God.
blown out my car. First of all, because of how short my car is, you're very close. I would have got blown in the chest. Probably my head would have flown off.
Yeah.
And just my head would have been on the side of the road. But also that would have been a wreck. I feel like I would have led with I got in a wreck.
Totally. I actually think that I would have gotten like an emergency call from someone.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think this would have been a wait update.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, did that, but I also needed an oil change. And then, like, they were checking, they're like, ooh, you need new brake pads. So, when you go in, you already have a budget for what you were thinking. And I already went in high, but I didn't go in high enough. There was also a belt. Also, my car I rarely drive it. I only have 38,000 miles on it. It's almost 10 years old. Like, I don't drive it. Yeah, so, like, I don't really think about the stuff too much unless I go in.
Yes.
And so, but they fixed all that shit and we're good.
So you went there and then they were like, yeah, we just have to plug this in and fix the airbags. You're like, the airbags?
Yes.
That's so funny because I feel like they just either go the total opposite direction, because the recall that I kept getting was like brake issue. Like the brakes are like completely failing. And then I was like, oh my God, emergency. They go, oh, don't worry about it. We're not going to have the parts for 6 months. It'll be okay. And I was like, I'm so sorry. You just told me that like there's a recall on my brakes because like they're not working and it's causing the car to explode. But then you're also telling me like it's really nothing to worry about. It's okay. It'll take 6 months to get the part and like you'll be fine. I'm like, wait, hold up. You made that sound like imminent death. And like I'm risking my life every time I get on the road.
Right.
They just need like a Goldilocks in between of like, tell us what's going on and like be accurate about like the level of like seriousness and threat and the urgency, and like don't undersell it and don't oversell it.
Right.
Because like I don't know cars.
Me either.
How the fuck am I supposed to
When
know?
I told my mom that there was a belt or something that I had to replace, she was like, there's a ton of belts in a car. What belt? And I was like, I don't know. I just paid them to fix it. I don't know.
I thought you meant the seatbelt.
No, she knew. She was like underneath. But I was just like, I don't expect them to know about podcast microphones.
I hope they don't.
Right. I shouldn't be expected to know about what's happening under a hood.
We all bring our skills to the apocalypse.
Right.
They have the cars, we have the podcasts.
Right.
It's very true. I don't want any men to know about podcast equipment.
Me either.
Revoke it. Revoke it all. Oh, God. Well, I'm glad your car's okay.
Me too. And then me and Samantha had lunch because I was out over there.
Yeah, you had to go where the only place the car dealerships are. Actually, no. Is that where
they're all, the closest one would be in Santa Monica, but that dealership is so small. There's like no place to go around there, and I don't like going around there. Even though it is technically down the street from Sonam and Danny, but they were sick, so I wouldn't have been able to go over there anyway. But yeah.
I feel like the only dealerships are in Glendale and Santa Monica, and like you just have to make a trek either way.
And they say it's Sherman Oaks, but it's not Sherman Oaks. It's just north of Sherman Oaks. But there's that whole street on Van Nuys that it's all dealerships.
Yeah.
So that's where I was.
And hey, your car's really cute, and
yeah,
you put the money into it. Are you still thinking about getting it pink?
Yeah.
I would kill for you to do that. That's every time I see a car that's like even somewhat similar to yours on the street, I go, oh my God, Melissa's car. And Melissa goes, not Melissa's car. same shape, not Melissa's car. And I was like, what do you mean? But he's like, yeah, they don't make this shape of car anymore. So like, yeah, I understand why you would think every single one is hers. And I was like, it's crazy that there's like 4 different kinds of cars that have the same shape as yours, but they don't make any of them anymore.
Nope.
Which is like fucked up. Why don't we have
But that's
cute
what
cars?
they do with cars. They do that. It's a trend thing. They all follow in the same way. There's fashion trends. There's also car trends.
I really hate the current car trends.
Yeah, me too. There's nothing, because we had talked about it. I was like, I was gonna get either another car or an SUV, and there's just nothing that's really wetting my whistle right now.
No, they're all ugly as fuck. They all look like, again, like if like the car became a person, just like a absolutely disgusting, like unshowered incel. Like it's like not cute. If they were cartoonified, they're not the heroes.
No.
I don't want my car to look like a villain.
Next week I'll have fun things to talk about too.
Why are you being so secretive? What's next week?
I just want to make sure I have stuff to talk about next week. This weekend I'm doing some fun things, and I want to make sure I have fun things to talk about next week. Don't want to spoil it too much.
You know what I just learned? That the Queen Mary, Disney used to own it, and it was Haunted Mansion themed to stay there.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, also Disney used to own the the thing that looks like a spider above LAX, the big white spaceship looking building. They used to own that, and that was
like Space Mountain.
Yeah, like themed restaurant. And I was like, damn, they should bring those things back. They said that it really tanked after 9/11 because they don't really want just people coming to the airport without tickets. But I wonder if that's like that was the restaurant versus what they have still open and available now. But I was like, damn, they should do something with that, especially for the Olympics and stuff. And I saw someone on Reddit say that they should make that an In-N-Out. That would be like so fucking smart, because like people getting off the plane would go straight there.
Interesting. That would be smart. Speaking of Olympics, did you see that Simone said she might return?
I should have paid $1,500 for those nosebleeds.
I mean, I just got like a thing with like,
Holy
if you didn't get your tickets, there's another chance to get it. So I'm like, maybe there's a reason I didn't get them before, because I'm chosen to wait.
Oh my God. I would die. I will say the only saving grace for me about that is like watching gymnastics in person low-key sucks. So,
I mean, I grew up going to gymnastics meets because Melanie did gymnastics, and it's you just sit around all day. There's really not that much going on. They're very long and exhausting, and that's how I spent a lot of my weekends. And I was like, I'm not doing this shit anymore.
Yeah, and like the screens are like the only thing you can see. Like that's how you're seeing everything. And the physical, like you're just in a gymnasium. Like it's not like it's the event itself. It's like it's also relatively quiet. Like it's not so of all of the ones,
there's like 6 different events going on at the same time.
Yes, and so I'm like, okay, of all of the things to not have gotten tickets to, I was like, okay, gymnastics. I knew it would be, because Mom was like, look how much that is. I was like, it will be way too expensive, and I'm like, at least I know that like it's not, I'm not missing the event of the physical attending of the peak, but that's just what I tell myself to feel better. I would love to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did find out, though, why it is. The reason why tickets are so much more expensive than they are to Paris is because they're not putting it on taxpayers. And I was like, oh, okay.
Thanks.
Makes me feel better. So, is what it is.
All right. Should we take a break and then come back and give some advice?
Let's do it.
Amazon presents Jeff versus Taco Truck Salsa. Whether it's Verde, Roja, or the orange one. For Jeff, trying any salsa is like playing Russian roulette with a flamethrower. Luckily, Jeff saved with Amazon and stocked up on antacids, ginger tea, and milk. Habanero? More like habanero, yes. Save the everyday with Amazon.
When you have 4 new tires, every drive feels fresh. Right now, buy 3 Select tires and get 1 for just $1 during the GMC Certified Service Fresh Start Tire event. Visit gmc.com/service offers or see dealer for full details. At participating U.S. GM dealers only. Highest or equal value tire will be $1. Offer ends May 31st, 2026. Not available with other offers.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Cats, this ad is for you. Has your human ever called you picky, persnickety, choosy? If so, Perfect Bistro Cat Food is for you. With ingredients like wild-caught tuna and pasture-raised lamb, tantalizing textures, and delectable flavors that meet even the most discerning cat standards. You're not picky, you're just perfectionists. Perfect Bistro, mealtime perfection for every cat. Have your human visit perfectbistro.com.
All right, we're back. And now we're going to give some advice. I'm 18 years old and about to graduate high school, and I know I'm probably not supposed to call in yet, but I swear this is not sexual.
Hey, you know what? Thank you.
Mm-hmm. My problem is social, and honestly, it's starting to make me feel awful. I've been friends with the same group since middle school, and somewhere along the way, being around them started to feel unbearable. They're not evil people. They haven't done one huge, unforgivable thing. But more and more, I find them exhausting, irritating, and painfully self-centered. I hate admitting it, but I'm getting to the point where I feel like I'm starting to hate them, and I do not want to be that person. I don't want to be associated with them anymore, but I also don't know how to break out of a friend group that has basically defined my entire social life for years. I need new people. I need a different energy. I need friendships that actually feel good to be in. But I have no idea how to make that happen because I've had the same friends for so long, and on top of that, I'm really shy. So now I feel stuck between 2 awful options. Keep forcing myself to stay in friendships that feel wrong, or try to build a whole new social life without knowing how to start, and risk hurting people who, even if they drive me crazy, have been in my life for years. How do I meet new people without destroying the old friendships in the process?
You left out a really big thing. Are you going to college?
Yeah, because this feels like a real, even if you're not going to college, this does feel like a real easy way to start breaking off from people as it is. You're about to graduate. You're not going to see these people every day anymore.
Yeah, like unless you're in like, I don't know, an a cappella group with all of them, that's all you spend your time doing. Like you're not, if you're not going to college, at least one of them might be going to like it is
Right.
like Melissa, like it is fracturing. You have a wonderful end date. Like I don't think you need to stress about this honestly almost at all, because like you just have to endure until, I don't know, you graduate in May. So
Yeah.
like a month-ish like left. That I know people who like I know people who are in friend groups in like high school, not necessarily like in my friend groups or whatever, but like who like, or even people who were like in my like larger friend group who like dropped off the motherfucking face of the planet when we went to college and like became a whole different person and like whole different personality and new kinds of friends. And like I was like, great, like love that for you. Like I had no sort of like, oh wow, whatever. But like I think in general, like if you want to like, this is the time where I low-key expect people to like completely reinvent themselves, like get distance grows between people, like friendships aren't maintained, whatever. Like you have an excuse to, you know, be yourself. Like I also like was friends with gay kids in high school who were not out. And so like everybody became straight or gay. Like everybody like used this as like a total pivot opportunity, and some people like never fucking spoke to their other friends again. And some people like, you know, kept at a distance, or it became like those became more of the acquaintances, and then you had all of these other much closer friends. But it is far more rare to see people who have been friends since middle school past college age and like into adulthood than it is to see people who are like, oh, these are my best friends from college. And like that's
or even after, like,
yeah,
you will continuously, it seems like a lot right now because these people have been in your life the majority of your life. But as you grow and you're not around people every single day like you are in high school, you'll naturally grow apart from people or bond with new people. You're still developing into who you are going to be as a person. So like as you're developing, you're going to want and need different type of people in your life. So I don't think that this is awful. It would be one thing if you're like, I have to come back to school next year and these people are still going to be here and I'm still going to see them every day and we already did our schedules and we have all our classes together. That's not the case. So like, we don't know if you're going to college or even if you're like getting a job or you're completely taking a year off. Go join groups where you're doing things that you're interested in, like go to the library and look for different community events that are happening within your neighborhood. And you can find different things and different people that you will just naturally gravitate towards because you're into the same things. Join a sports team.
And you're at the prime age where like people are looking to make new friends. Like everyone will be there. Everyone you're surrounded with in your peers will also be in the same position that they are like looking to make new friends. And like a lot of people feel like pigeonholed by stereotypes of who they were from like middle school that like carry through high school. That there are people who like I went to school with who I remember specifically one kid. I won't say his first and last name, but I'm just saying like he looks like a like young Matt Damon. He's like a very classically handsome kid. But for some reason in like elementary school, he had like, I don't know, like very thick glasses or was like kind of nerdy. And that carried with him to middle school. So by the time middle school happened, everyone's like, oh yeah, he's like a total nerd. And I was like, he's like really cute. Like he's like very handsome. But then he still was that like relatively very nerdy guy assumption of like who he was all the way through like the end of high school. And I finally was like, he is very hot and very cool and very nice. But like, and now I'm sure he like went to college and like got so many there's just like a level of getting to be introduced as who you are now and like have no pre-assumptions or like no stories or things that people think of you first. That is something that I don't think you should ever feel bad about because I don't think this is an isolated feeling that you're having in this friend group. I promise you, your other friends, even if it's not they're fed up with or annoyed with every other person, they may be annoyed with one person or whatever. But even if it's not that, everybody is looking to like, you know, spread their wings and like be who they really feel like they are.
Yeah. And when you're out like talking and joining these groups or whatever, if there's somebody that you gravitate towards, be like, hey, can I get let's follow each other on Instagram and then like invite them out to coffee. You have to also be proactive about friendships too. Because like when I go out and I'm meeting people, if there's somebody that I actually like want to be friends with, I'll tell them that I want to be friends with them. But you have to be active in making that friendship.
Yeah. And you'll have so many more friends. Like I think of certain friends as like friends that I've had like as college friends because I was college age when I made them. But like all of my closest friends are people that I met later in my life. And like didn't always used to be that. Didn't you always have to be that way. But like people grow and people change. And I think it's good you acknowledge that and you recognize that now.
Yep.
Best of luck. And we forgive you for being 18.
You are an adult and this wasn't sexual. So thank you
yes.
for that heads up to begin with.
And everybody, don't take this as an invitation to be like, well, mine's only like a little bit No. If you're 18, this is the level of call you can do.
Yep. All right, we're going to take a break.
Now at McDonald's, a McDouble is $2.50, so you can get your gym gains on, or just get lunch for only $2.50. Get more value on the under $3 menu.
Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher for delivery.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Ooh, we're back. You watched the first season of Running Point, right?
I haven't watched the second one yet, but I really enjoyed that show.
Oh my God, I really enjoyed it too. And season 2, even better. Like, it was phenomenal.
I'm so excited to watch. I'm still behind. I got caught up with Grey's Anatomy last night. I hadn't watched it since December, so I got all caught up with that. We'll see what I move to next. It's just like what my vibes are at the moment.
Oh yeah,
but
there's a lot. There's great, like right now
so
you have your
much.
pick of like fantastic television.
Yes. So maybe I'll watch Running Point just because we want a second season, and everything else I'm watching doesn't necessarily depend on having a third season. Everything else isn't pinned on watching.
So
it
that
for
if you're
another
gonna
season.
go by that, I would recommend Running Point, and then I would recommend Wonder Man. And they're both Wonder Man. Like I think it's 40-minute episodes, but Running Point was like
Yeah,
23.
that one I watched.
It
I
goes
remember
so
I
fast.
binged
But both go really
practically in like
fast.
2 days. Yeah.
And Wonder Man is we finished it, and it is.
But Wonder Man, I'm gonna have to like pay attention though, right?
I mean, there's one episode that is like fully a one-off that's like follows a totally different character that never interacts with like anybody ever again. Once you just like understand like the premise of it, that like, and like honestly, like that happens at the very beginning. Anna Delvey's lawyer is in it. And he's playing another lawyer. And like, as long as you pay attention
And
to
you're talking about fictional Anna Delvey.
Yeah,
correct?
sorry. the man from the show. If you pay attention to like basically like what he says from the beginning, you're like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Like I don't, and you don't have to pay attention in like that, like much of like a crazy, super focused kind of way. I wouldn't say.
Okay, because as a writer, I very much respect what is happening within television and in film, but it's very hard for me just because I have so much on my plate right now to be focused on a TV show. I also have my first writer's room too on Monday too as well. So
this past Monday?
Mm-hmm.
How'd it go?
It went well. Very good. Loved
Yay.
it. I love my writers. It's going to be a good time. We did a lot of brainstorming. That's what a writer's room is.
Mm-hmm.
And so we came up with a lot of good stuff. So
really I hope Sam Levinson hears this. Maybe he'll decide that he wants to participate in a writer's room.
Same with some other people, but I won't say their names. But if you know how they operate, same. Mm-hmm.
But Wonder Man, if anything, low-key, almost like nothing really even happens in the first season of Wonder Man.
Or Loki?
Loki. Almost like nothing really even happens in the first season of Wonder Man. Like, it's like, if I describe the plot, it's like, it's a one through line that it just takes us this many episodes to get there. There's not like a lot of new things being thrown at you.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
But he's also gorgeous. He's hot.
Yeah. I've thought that for many of years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he's the perfect person to play the role. Because, like, I didn't know who he was, but I recognized his face. And that's, like, essentially the role that he's playing is, like, an actor who, like, has done a lot of really cool stuff, but, like, hasn't made, like, to be, like, a universal name known kind of guy. And so I was like, wow, you're perfect for this.
Mm-hmm.
It was very good. So I know that you don't watch Summer House. Not that I watch Summer House either. But the reunion, someone leaked. Have you seen that they leaked clips?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the rumor?
I don't. I'm not. I never watched Summer House. I tried to. I did not like it at all. But I do keep up with Bravo as a whole. Even though I don't watch Housewives anymore, it was very much part of my life. I wish it still could be, but mentally I cannot take it.
Fair.
And I recognize that about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I keep up with everything that's happening in the Bravo sphere just from a distance.
So now there have been 3 leaks of audio from the unaired, because it hasn't come out yet, from the reunion that they taped for Summer House. And like Andy Cohen, literally, it was like he was calling the SWAT team. He was like, it was, people were like, oh, they're doing this for ratings. He goes, are you fucking kidding me? Like, we would, we're getting down to the bottom of it. And it was like they're hiring people to like investigate. And this is like whoever's doing this, like not only can get fired, they're going to get fucking sued. Like it's a huge fucking issue. And there is a current rumor going on that like he hasn't necessarily squashed, that the person who they figured out who it was based on like the background noise of the air conditioning, which like
I was going to say you could probably figure it out based on at least get a good sense of where it came from based on where that person is standing in the room.
Yes. And so like it was like not just like the loudness of each of the mics, because they're like it was not like it's something, the room tone like figured it out. And there is a rumor that the person who figured this out, that again he has not squashed, he's just like commented hearts like on these posts, that it was Jennifer Lawrence who figured it out. And I was like, honestly, I would not put that past her. Like that sounds like something that she would do. But in these released clips, I don't know why I'm surprised, but like Amanda, the girl who cheated on her husband with West, who is her best friend's ex, who did her so fucking dirty, she is essentially yelling at Sierra that they are being mean. She's being mean to Sierra because, like, why are you mad at me? And I'm like, this is so not what anybody thought was going to be the position that she took. Everyone thought it was going to be like, you know, my mental health, like, this has been really hard. I'm really sorry. None of that. No. It's been like she threw back in Sierra's face one of the quotes that she had said this season, talking about interracial dating, of like, you can't help who you love. And Amanda was like, well, you said it. You can't help who you like. And she was like,
that's not in the same context.
No, and you can't, like, you don't have to act on it.
Right.
Huh? Like, what the fuck? And then Mia, who's the new cast member, I know so much about for a show that I watch exclusively on TikTok clips. She was like, I just think it's crazy that you went from being married to being one of West's side bitches. And I was like, great line. Great fuck. Because she was like, well, it was complicated. He was still seeing other people. And I was like, oh my God, and you're admitting
this.
That's
what you want it for yourself? Yikes.
Yuck. 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 And he didn't say like a word. He's just like letting her be like, defend everything. And I was like, that's so fucking embarrassing. So embarrassing. So that I would just like love to be in the Zoom call that Andy had about this like leak, and like I would love to find out. And I do think like we will find out what happens.
Yep, he was on it.
Did you watch Send Help yet?
No. I was just thinking about it. I didn't say I was actually going to do it. I just
let me know if you watch it. I read the Wikipedia. I literally read like an entire breakdown of the script like multiple times because I was like, this looks really good. I will never be able to watch it, but it does look really good. And like I think if you think you can handle it, because in general I think if you watch doctor shows you can handle so much more than people like me. Yeah. I think you could handle it.
Because I was catching up, and Avia still watches Grey's Anatomy too, which it also is consistently in the top 5 on Netflix too. Like it's still
people love it.
People love it, and people are rewatching it, and it's just like every year somebody else is aged up to enough where they can watch it, so they're all binging it. So it's never like ending. But I was like, the most disgusting thing just happened on this show that I've ever seen in my life. And it was this character named Jo. She came home and she was like, can I sit in the bed with my shoes on? And I said, that's the most disgusting thing that's ever happened on this show.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's grotesque. What was like the most memorable of all the episodes you watched? Like the most memorable like medical things that happened or patients?
There's been so many. Probably which I talked about on this show when it happened to somebody was when Mark's played by Eric Dane, when his penis broke. And so we also talked about, I was like, yes, this can happen because I saw it on Grey's Anatomy. There's been people like stuck in cement, like they got body
Quicksand's Final Boss.
Yeah, there's been people that Meredith has died so many times and come back to life.
I watched her in an explosion on TikTok the other day, and I was like, I bet this is one of those times. It was after someone put a grenade in there. I will be real. Every time there's like someone has something in their body, I always assume they put it up there.
And that was, I remember distinctly watching that episode because that was, before there's Twitter and there's Facebook. It was really though before we had like social media in the way that we have it. This was appointment TV. I was watching this over my friend's house that we used to watch Grey's Anatomy every Sunday night during college. The episode is so intense, like the most intense episode that has ever existed. And I don't think they've ever topped it. And this was also when Shonda was still writing the show, too. But somebody made a comment when it was renewed again for this season, was like, why don't they just blow up this hospital? I'm like, they have blown it up numerous times. They literally blew it up last season. Like, that was the cliffhanger for at the end of last season. It gets blown up and we move on.
That's what I was thinking about, that I was like, so, like, do they come back next week? And, like, do they have a facility, or is this like a season finale?
The thing is,
and
they have sometimes they'll go to Mercy, which is another hospital that's in town. And so, like, while there's construction going on, they might go over to Mercy for a little bit, which also on General Hospital, the neighboring hospital is also called Mercy, which is funny. And they've done the same thing when it's blown up on General Hospital. They'll go over to Mercy. Or they also have next door, Bailey has her own facility as well. Like, everybody on... The thing is that they're like the top hospital or part of the top hospital group in the country. So, like, they're going to keep getting funding and people are going to keep coming back because they have the best doctors.
Yeah, they're going to keep rebuilding.
And they're
the hottest doctors.
Right. And so they'll, like, even if something happens, they have the funding to rebuild it. And everybody at the hospital, there was even a time where, like, everybody that was part of the main group of doctors, they all got super rich because of this thing that they discovered. So, like, everybody has millions upon millions of dollars also in their pay. Sometimes Bailey was like, okay, I'll just put in a couple million here because she can. Like, she has her own facility next door that they use as well.
I wish I could handle watching that show. Like, I just see so many clips that I'm like, I'm obsessed with how
the
campy
medical
it is.
stuff, like the actual medical stuff of it all is maybe 10 minutes, and you can also just not watch those parts of the show because the drama happens outside of the actual operating room. Like, there's stuff happening, there's medical stuff happening, but the actual drama doesn't really happen in the operating room.
Maybe if I, like, if these antibiotics don't work and I come down with a cold again and I'm, like, out for the count for a week, maybe I'll start. But it's also daunting to start it. It's like you starting Love Island. Like, Mott's is always like, is Melissa going to start? And I was like, do you know how daunting it is to tell someone who already watches soap operas to start a show that releases every single day? Like,
and I know for myself, I can't do reality TV right now at this point of my life.
Exactly. And I was like, I was like, if you are resistant to Love Island, like, you should want to watch Love Island. It should draw you in because there's no other way. If someone's like, you have to watch it, you can't just, like, get through episodes. Like, it's so much.
I watched some of it with my cousin.
You also,
and I did not like it.
You did, in fact, watch the worst.
I was like, why are we on the ground twerking like this? I did not like it.
Yeah.
Me and Sonam
Melissa watched
were
the kissing challenge, and that is everybody, besides the food challenge, everybody's least motherfucking favorite.
Me and Sonam were sitting there looking at our other cousin, and we're like, because she's obsessed. Also, she's a school teacher. All her school teacher friends are in a group where they talk about it. And I don't, and I was like, this is what y'all do when you're not around the children.
They could be doing coke.
That's true. And she's definitely not.
Yeah. And, like,
she does Peloton. That is her drug of choice. She is very obsessed with Peloton.
Yeah. I know a lot of school teachers who what they were doing on the weekends in their 20s was a lot of cocaine.
Well, she's in her 30s and has children, so I don't think that's her.
She's got Peloton and Love Island.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand those vices.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. Join us on Thursday where we'll be talking about The Devil Wears Prada 1, the OG.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Monday, we'll be back for another episode of Don't Blame Me.
Woohoo! Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
Production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso.